Guys, I'm Chelsea,
And I'm Adam.
and we're going to be talking about our birth story of our daughter, Maddie. So basically, on November 5th at about 6 p.m., I started having contractions, and I thought they're just like Braxonex, I guess, just like the tightening. They weren't really painful or anything, but as soon as he got home, like maybe around 6:30, no, he came
Over
kind of
six.
late, yeah,
Oh,
like 6:30 or 7. They started getting kind of strong. But then it wasn't like a painful strong, it was more of just really, really noticeable tightening. So I wasn't really sure. So I kind of just threw it off and I never really say anything. So we had dinner, or he had dinner, and what did we do? We ended up watching,
we watched the movie.
yeah, I think we watched a movie. I don't really remember what movie, but watched a movie and then we got ready for bed. And around 9:30 I was still having, I guess, my contractions, or like the beginning phases of my contractions, and as soon as 10 o'clock hit I had the strongest contractions ever. Like it felt like someone was like slicing me open like every 5 minutes. And it was just horrible. And I think if I could get half an hour, I was just pacing around our room and
I was asleep through
what?
all of this.
He slept through like me groaning and complaining and saying
Yep.
ow. And I think he woke up around like 10,
It's
10,
10:30.
yeah, 10:30, 10:45ish. And I had told him that by 11, if I was still having these contractions, to call my doctor. So 11 came, and I was still having the strong contractions, and they're about 3 to 4 minutes apart at the moment.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he ended up calling my doctor. And my doctor had told us to go straight to Kapiolani, which is a hospital here in Hawaii. And we left the house, what, like 10 minutes after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took us about, I don't know, like 45 minutes to get to the hospital. Even though it's like super late, it's just super far away from where we live. Um, got checked in, and then went to the triage room. And
So prior to me actually going into labor, I was already dilated at like three
yeah,
centimeters. I was 90% effaced, and baby was already at a -1. So we were pretty far progressed already. And when we had gone into the triage room to get monitored and just to see just how far progress my labor was, when they checked me, I was already at 5 centimeters. Was I
yeah,
already
five
at five?
centimeters.
I was already at
Roughly
five
five
centimeters.
centimeters.
Yeah, and I was about 95% effaced, and baby was still at a -1, but they decided to keep us, so we were admitted. Got all my meds, my IVs, and we were admitted around like 12, maybe 12:15.
Yeah,
Took about 15 minutes of just monitoring, and then we were
yeah,
admitted.
basically.
But we were admitted at 12:15, and about an hour and a half. So like at 1:50, I ended up getting my epidural, and from there on out till about 10, it was just slow progress.
Very, very slow.
Um, I wasn't dilating quickly. I kind of pretty much stayed at a 5, 5.5, and they were kind of pushing it to where I was at 6, but I really wasn't, and I was still 95% of phase. So they had called my doctor again, and he had told them to put me on some Pitocin. So I had a slow drip of Pitocin for about a good,
Wow.
yeah, maybe for like
Couple hours.
5 hours. I was on Pitocin, and my water still hadn't broken. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the hard part about it. With the Pitocin, though, even with it dripping and going up to 2 milliliters or
Yeah, 2
milligrams
milliliters every 30,
every
30
30 minutes.
minutes.
I still didn't progress much. I think I made it to 6.5. I was still 95% effaced, and baby was at a 0. And it was already, what, maybe 11 o'clock, and I'd been laboring for about
Almost 12
10,
hours.
yeah,
About
10,
12 hours.
12 hours. So I called my doctor again, and he had requested that one of the residents, after they had finished class and whatnot, to check me, and if I was the same, they were gonna do an AROM where they ruptured my water bag, so basically induced me. And with my doctor, that was like the last thing he really wanted. He was kind of hoping that I guess I'd go into labor naturally, my water would break naturally, and I'd deliver. But that didn't happen because my water just refused to break. So they ruptured my water bag around,
It's 1 o'clock,
yeah, around like 1.
1:30.
Yeah, 1:30, and right after that they like dropped my pitocin um about like half. So I believe I was already at like maybe 22 for the slow drip of pitocin. They dropped me down to about a 14 or so,
Yeah.
and they slowly started bringing it down. And after my water broke, just the contractions again got stronger. I couldn't really feel the pain, but I felt the tightening, and before I knew it, our parents were there.
Yeah.
They came around like the afternoon, right before they ruptured my water bag, but they were there and they had left to go get lunch, I believe.
Yeah.
So as soon as they left, our nurse came in
Yeah, they checked you again.
with the resident, and they checked me, and I was 100% complete. Baby was a little past 0, and it was pretty much time to push. So
Yeah.
we started pushing, or we started doing trial pushes.
They weren't trial pushes, they were actual pushes.
They didn't turn out to be trial pushes because as I pushed during just maybe those couple contractions of just coaching and teaching me how to push, baby started crowning her way down even further to about a 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So the resident had actually paged my doctor, who had come, and he was in the building, and before we knew it, I was pushing and pushing, and my doctor finally came into the room, and he pretty much just rushed everything. Like, we had all the equipment like pre-prepped about a few hours earlier, but they were like throwing things around, rushing, and trying to hurry because this little one was already
She was coming out.
almost out, and I was just pushing and pushing, and I felt so much pressure, and it was just so bad that I just couldn't. And I don't really remember too much during my during my delivery. I kind of like totally phased out during the whole thing. But I do know that Adam was able to watch our daughter come out.
To all you guys out there, it's not that bad. Unless I just did not have a traumatic experience. I literally watched the whole thing. I was on the side of her bed, holding her leg up, and I could see it. I could see Maddie coming out. I could see her head poking out. Saw pretty much everything. It was honestly, to me, it wasn't even that bad. I don't know. Maybe I just don't take it that bad. But it wasn't bad at all. She came out really fast.
Yeah, like, to all you women who are like first time moms, I'm a first time mom, but pushing like pushing really isn't that bad. I had an epidural, so I didn't feel much of the pain. I just felt like a lot of pressure, but it really isn't that bad. You totally forget everything the moment they come out, and it's just like this whole new experience. Like, you don't remember that you're pushing for like how long. I know some
Yeah.
women are pushing for like hours. I was just lucky to get the 40 minutes. But I pushed for 40 minutes, and I only had a superficial tear, so it wasn't that bad. But even that I mean, it's not as bad as like what some women experience, and I'm pretty lucky about that.
Yeah, take everything with a grain of salt, honestly, like with what people tell you. Some things are true, some things you'll just experience on your own. It'll be totally different from what people have said. So you can take, honestly, you can take things with a grain of salt. Even what we said, um, Chelsea didn't feel much. All she felt was the pressure. I mean, you guys might feel everything, but she was just fortunate enough not to feel anything, just feel pressure.
Yeah, so that's our birth story, and this is our little daughter. She was 6 pounds 10 ounces when she came out. She weighed, oh, that's how she weighed, and she was 20.5 inches
20 and a half.
long.
A long baby.
Yeah, she was really long. She's longer than what me and her father were at birth.
You weren't even full term.
And I wasn't even full term. I was
37
only,
weeks
yeah,
and
5
days.
days.
Yeah.
So her due date is actually 4 days before Thanksgiving this year. And I had her about 2.5 weeks early.
Yeah.
She was born November 6th at 2:54 p.m. Totally life-changing experience, but totally worth every moment and every tear and whatnot.
Definitely.